You've been reacting to everything, every comment, every silence, every moment that didn't go your way, and it's exhausting. You care too much about how people see you, what they think, what they say, and that's why you're stuck. Because when emotions run the show, logic disappears. The person who stays calm wins. The one who can detach leads. This audiobook is your roadmap to emotional freedom, where you no longer live at the mercy of other people's moods, mistakes, or manipulation. You will learn how to detach, not to stop caring, but to stop losing yourself. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The hidden cost of overreacting. Every reaction has a price. And the truth is, most people go broke paying for emotions that never paid them back. You explode when someone disrespects you. You shut down when someone ignores you. You spiral when something doesn't go as planned. And in those moments, you hand your peace to whoever triggered you. You think you're defending yourself. But really, you're performing for someone who already forgot what they said. You think reacting makes you strong, but it actually shows them where your buttons are. You've taught the world exactly how to control you. Emotional detachment isn't about becoming cold, it's about becoming powerful. It's learning to stop handing out access to your emotions like free samples. It's choosing calm, even when chaos tries to invite you in. Because reacting is easy. Restraining yourself? That's strength. Pause before you speak. Think before you post. Breathe before you decide. That pause, just 2 seconds of silence, can save you from days of regret. When you overreact, you lose control of the story. But when you stay calm, you control the narrative. People can't weaponize your emotions if you refuse to hand them the ammunition. That's the power of emotional detachment. It's not numbness, it's clarity. Most people think being emotional makes them real. But if your emotions are running wild, they're not real, they're reactionary. Detachment helps you filter what's worth feeling and what's just noise. You stop being a victim of your feelings and start becoming the master of them. So the next time you feel the urge to react, remember this: silence doesn't mean weakness. It means you're not giving them free rent in your head. You're learning to walk away from anything that costs your peace. Because calm isn't luck. Calm is training. You can't think clear when you're trying to win every argument. You can't make strong decisions when you're defending your ego. Detach. Step back. Let the noise die before you decide. That's the secret weapon most people never master: restraint. You don't need to react to everything that tries to get your attention. You just need to know that not everything deserves your energy. You don't win by reacting, you win by staying in control. That's where your power lives. That's where your clarity begins. Chapter 2. Emotional freedom is self-discipline. Freedom doesn't come from doing whatever you feel. It comes from mastering what you feel. That's emotional discipline, the quiet power that separates those who react from those who lead. You don't have to say everything you think. You don't have to respond to every disrespect. You don't have to prove your point just to feel seen. Real control is walking away from the noise without losing your peace. You think freedom means expression, but expression without control is chaos. When you speak every emotion, you leak energy. When you chase validation, you lose focus. You can't lead yourself, or anyone else, if you're ruled by impulse. Discipline is saying, I could react, but I won't. It's knowing the difference between emotion and strategy. Because emotion wants to explode, strategy wants to elevate. Every time you pause before reacting, you're strengthening your mind. Every time you choose silence over drama, you're building emotional muscle. Every time you stop explaining your piece, you're teaching people they can't pull you out of character. That's what emotional freedom feels like. Quiet power. Not the need to clap back. Not the urge to defend. Just calm confidence that can't be shaken. You can't control the world. You can't control people, but you can control your reactions. And that's where freedom lives. When you stop letting emotions dictate your behavior, you become dangerous in the best way. You become focused, strategic, unbothered. It's not about not caring. It's about not crumbling. When you detach, you're not ignoring your feelings. You're training them. You're telling your emotions, you work for me, not the other way around. Emotional discipline is built in small moments. The text you don't answer, the argument you don't join, the urge you breathe through instead of feeding. That's where freedom grows. Because every reaction is a choice, and the more control you gain, the less power the world has over you. When your emotions are stable, your life becomes unstoppable. That's the real flex, not needing to control everything, just mastering yourself. Chapter 3. The Detachment Formula. Here's the truth. Detachment isn't about not caring. It's about caring the right way. It's emotional control disguised as peace. And there's a formula for it. Observe, breathe, decide. That's it. 3 steps that can change your entire life. Observe. When something triggers you, don't react. Watch. Watch how fast your heart beats. Watch the thoughts that rush in, trying to convince you that you're under attack. That's your mind's alarm system. It's loud, it's ancient, and it's often wrong. The goal isn't to shut it off. It's to understand it, because awareness is your first layer of control. If you can see your reaction forming, you can stop it from taking over. Breathe. Breathing is what brings logic back online. When emotions surge, your body floods with adrenaline. Your brain shuts down higher thinking. That's why people say things they regret, do things they can't undo, and lose control in seconds. A deep breath resets everything. It's the pause between who you were and who you're choosing to become. It tells your brain, we're not in danger. We're in control. Decide. This is the power move. You don't owe anyone an instant reaction. You can choose to walk away. You can choose to stay silent. You can choose to respond with calm precision instead of chaos. That's how emotionally detached people move. Not from fear, but from focus. They're not avoiding life. They're mastering it. Most people act before they think. Detached people think before they act. And that's why they win. Because when you react instantly, the world owns you. But when you respond deliberately, you own the world. This is your formula for peace. 1. Observe. Don't feed the feeling. 2. Breathe. Calm your nervous system. 3. Decide. Act with intention, not impulse. Every situation, every conflict, every test, the same rule applies. The more you practice it, the faster your emotional reactions lose power over you. You stop being the puppet and start being the one pulling the strings. You don't need to suppress your emotions, you just need to direct them. You don't need to be heartless, you just need to be in control. That's detachment, not avoidance. Not apathy, just mastery. Chapter 4. The Illusion of Control. You think you're in control because you plan, because you care, because you try to make everything perfect. But that's the biggest illusion of all. Control isn't power, clarity is. You can't control what people say. You can't control what they think. You can't control who stays or who walks away. And the harder you try, the more you suffer. You don't need more control. You need more detachment. Control tries to manipulate the outside world. Detachment masters the inside one. You keep trying to fix people who don't want to be fixed. You keep replaying conversations, overanalyzing moments, chasing closure that will never come. You think that if you just say the right thing, do the right thing, care a little harder, they'll understand. But life doesn't bend to your emotions. It bends to your energy. The more you cling, the more it slips away. Because attachment creates fear. Fear of losing, fear of rejection, fear of not being enough. And fear makes you act out of desperation instead of discipline. You can't lead your life from a place of grasping. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means giving space. When you stop forcing outcomes, you let the right ones unfold naturally. And that's where peace lives, in the surrender. You're not here to control people. You're here to control your reaction to them. You're not here to manage every outcome. You're here to master your focus when outcomes fail. There's power in saying, I did my part and that's enough. There's freedom in walking away from what drains you instead of trying to fix what's broken. You'll find that most of what stresses you out was never yours to carry anyway. Stop thinking control equals safety. Real safety comes from trust. Trusting that what's meant for you will meet you halfway. The more you fight uncertainty, the louder your mind becomes. The more you accept it, the quieter it gets. Control is an illusion built by fear. Detachment is the truth built by strength. You can either keep fighting everything you can't change, or flow with what is and become unshakable. Peace doesn't come from winning battles. It comes from realizing you don't need to fight everyone. Let go, let it unfold. Let yourself breathe. That's not weakness, and that's wisdom. Chapter 5. Building Mental Armor. You don't need to be numb to be strong. You just need armor that emotions can't pierce. That's mental toughness, not pretending you don't care, but refusing to be destroyed by what you do care about. Every day, life tests you. Someone will disrespect you. Something won't go as planned. Someone you trusted might disappoint you. That's not a coincidence, it's training. The universe doesn't test your strength when life is easy. It tests it when you're tired, triggered, and tempted to break character. And in that moment, you have two choices: lose your peace or protect it. Mental armor is built in silence. It's built in how you respond when no one's watching. It's built every time you choose not to explain, not to chase, not to crumble. You don't owe the world your reaction, only your results. You build armor by mastering your emotions, not by ignoring them. When anger rises, let it pass. When anxiety hits, breathe through it. When someone tries to provoke you, give them nothing. They can't hit what doesn't react. The calm mind is not fragile, it's lethal, because it sees everything, but reacts to nothing. It absorbs energy without becoming it. It listens without losing focus. Your emotions are signals, not commands. They tell you what hurts, but they don't get to decide what you do next. That's how warriors think. That's how disciplined people move. Every insult, every delay, every rejection, they're weights. And every time you lift them with grace instead of rage, your mental armor gets stronger. You stop bleeding energy into things that don't matter. You stop giving power to what doesn't deserve it. The goal isn't to be untouchable, it's to be unshaken. Because storms don't scare people who know how to stand still. Build your armor quietly. Protect your peace ruthlessly. And remember, the strongest minds don't fight every battle. They choose which ones are worth bleeding for. That's how you become bulletproof, not by hardening your heart, but by strengthening your spirit. Chapter 6. The Power of Silence. Silence is not weakness, it's strategy. It's what strong people use when words would only make things worse. In a world that never stops talking, silence becomes power. People think the loudest voice wins. But the truth? The calmest one always does. Because silence unsettles people who need attention to feel important. It exposes insecurity without you saying a single word. When you stay silent, you're not avoiding conflict. You're controlling it. You're saying, I won't waste my energy proving what time will reveal. You're showing restraint when others chase reaction. That's leadership. That's emotional maturity. There's a discipline in silence most people will never master. Because silence makes insecure people uncomfortable. They want you to argue, to defend, to explain yourself. But you don't owe them that. When you stop explaining your piece, you protect it. Silence doesn't mean you're passive. It means you've learned to pause before you poison yourself with words you can't take back. It means you've learned that not every opinion deserves an audience. You don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. The strongest people aren't those who clap back. They're the ones who smile, breathe, and keep moving forward. You can't be dragged into chaos if you refuse to engage. You don't need to announce your growth. Silence will do it for you. Learn to let silence speak for you. Because silence has weight, it commands respect. It makes people think. It allows truth to echo louder than noise ever could. The next time someone tries to bait you into reacting, give them nothing. When the world screams for your attention, stay still. Silence is your superpower. It disarms, it protects, and it keeps you centered in the storm. The one who can stay quiet in the heat of conflict holds all the power. Not because they don't care, but because they've learned how to stay in control. So speak less, listen more, and let your peace make the loudest statement of all. Chapter 7. Stop chasing closure. You don't need closure. You need peace. But too many people confuse the two. They think if they can just get one more answer, one more apology, one more explanation, the pain will stop. It won't, because closure doesn't come from them. It comes from you. The truth is, most of the people who hurt you will never understand how deeply they did. They won't admit it. They won't fix it. And waiting for that moment only keeps you stuck. You can't heal in the same place that broke you. Closure isn't a conversation. It's a decision. A decision to stop giving your energy to confusion. A decision to stop chasing clarity from people who thrive in chaos. A decision to say, I may never understand why, but I can still move on. You don't need to explain yourself to someone committed to misunderstanding you. You don't need their validation to release what's already dead. Letting go isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's understanding that peace doesn't always come with explanations. You'll never get closure from someone who can't be honest with themselves. You'll never get peace from the same person who disrupted it. Sometimes closure is you walking away mid-sentence and choosing silence instead. Stop reopening emotional wounds hoping for understanding. That's not healing, that's self-punishment. You don't need to know why it ended. You just need to accept that it did. And that's enough. Every time you chase closure, you hand your power back to the person who took it. But when you let go, you take that power home. You reclaim your peace. You rebuild your confidence. You reset your focus. Closure isn't something you find. It's something you create in how you respond, how you forgive, and how you move forward. You stop chasing answers and start building a life that doesn't depend on them. That's real closure, not an apology, not an explanation, just peace. You don't need to understand everything to be free. You just need to stop letting the past interrupt your future. Walk away. Heal in silence. And remember, peace is louder than closure ever will be. Chapter 8. Focus is the new emotion. In a world built to distract you, focus has become a superpower. People don't lose to lack of talent. They lose to lack of attention. Every notification, every opinion, every dopamine hit steals a piece of your potential. You say you want peace, but you keep feeding chaos. You say you want clarity, but you let noise fill your head. You can't build your future when your mind's stuck reacting to everything in the present. Focus is emotional control in disguise. Because every distraction is emotional. It's your mind chasing relief, validation, or escape. But when you detach emotionally, you stop chasing and start creating. You start building momentum. You can't feel calm if your attention is scattered everywhere. You can't grow if your energy is being drained by what doesn't serve you. Focus means saying no more often than you say yes. Not a drama. No to pointless scrolling. No to people who drain your focus with chaos. Every time you say no to distraction, you say yes to direction. And that's what builds powerful people. Not luck, but laser focus. The calm mind creates. The chaotic mind reacts. And every moment you give away to distraction is a moment you could have used to level up. You can't chase peace and chase noise at the same time. You have to choose, because what you focus on expands. Chaos breeds chaos, but discipline breeds progress. Detach from the emotional pull of everything around you. You don't have to respond to every text. You don't have to explain your silence. You don't have to justify your focus. Your peace will make people uncomfortable. Let it. Focus isn't just attention. It's energy management. It's the decision to keep your mind where your goals live, not where your fears scream. And when you master that, you stop reacting to life and start directing it. That's emotional detachment at its highest level. You don't chase feelings, you chase purpose. Caring is beautiful until it becomes bondage. You care so deeply that you forget to protect your energy. You give so much that you forget to leave something for yourself. And that's how people lose themselves. Not from hate, but from overcare. You can love people and still draw lines. You can care without carrying everything. You don't need to be cold to be powerful. You just need to stop giving away your emotional energy to things that don't deserve it. Emotional detachment isn't escape, it's evolution. It's learning to stay centered when the world tries to pull you off balance. It's walking away with peace instead of staying with pain. Because the one who stays calm always wins. And now that you know how to detach, you can finally think clear, act strong, and move your life forward on your terms.